Hey, baby. I'm okay. No, I got lipstick.
Couple more minutes, folks. Couple more minutes.
It's a stain.
Buy a tote bag?
Not right now. I don't have cash.
Use a MasterCard?
What's that?
Use a MasterCard?
Visa Massacre? We don't need one Massacre.
I want to get in here.
Want to get in here? I
Yeah.
think they're starting right away.
Yeah.
Move everything into the center.
Hey! Hey, roller girl! How you doing? Yeah, I'm on your favor, okay? Hi! Roller girl! Yeah, yeah. Are you gonna run for city council?
Few more minutes, folks. We're just waiting for Jen Hansma to come back. We will be starting shortly. Couple more minutes. Thanks for your patience, folks. Thank you for your patience.
Oh, roller girl!
See, what's happening down here should not be happening. Okay? We all need more housing.
That's right. That's
Okay?
right, roller girl. That's right.
And decapping people is dehumanizing people. And our mental health right now is really bad. You know? And as a double-spirit woman, they're trying to de-health me. And that's not fair. Okay, I'll be running in 2026 for City Park Board. Don't worry about that. Just relax. Okay? Just relax and things will be okay, okay? You know, if they can afford $90 billion for warfare from other countries, why can't they afford $3 to $4 billion for housing down here?
That's right.
That's how it should be, and that's how it should happen.
Thank you so much.
We should not have homeless people on the street. We should have housing.
Thank you so much.
All the rich people, they should be paying more taxes.
That's right. That's right.
They should be paying our taxes.
What do you think about not using the speaker?
Oh, okay.
Excellent.
Loud for
That makes sense. That
Is
makes
that
sense.
cool?
That makes sense.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Speakers to stand in here.
Yeah, so we're going to be beginning in very shortly. Can we have Jen Hansma? Is Jen Hansma here?
Jen, you're here. Yeah.
Jen Hansma. And Nina, please come to the front. Marge, please come over here. Yeah.
Yo.
Paul, come on over.
Hey, okay, so we're gonna call you up.
I say what I needed to say.
And we won't be using the mic. Thank you to the press for your patience. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's go.
I still want to get back here. How are you doing?
He wouldn't answer. Thank you very much, folks. We're gathered here on this solemn day.
Let me get in here.
Anniversary of the winter's fire. Yeah. This fire, the preventable fire, took 71 tenants, their homes, their lives, communities. 72 tenants. 72. 2 residents lost their lives that day. Countless others were displaced. And today
Someone
we are
lost their legs.
demanding accountability and answers from Watira, the city of BC.
lost their
That's
pets.
right, folks. Yeah. Thank you very much. And to begin today, we have the march to do a territory acknowledgement. Welcome to March, please. Thank you very much, folks.
Was that guy being sexist towards me, that camera guy?
Hello, my relatives. Hello, my relatives.
Hello.
All nations.
All nations.
4 directions.
4 directions.
I'd like to acknowledge that we're in Post Ellis, Swillitude, and Musqueam lands. I'd like to acknowledge that we're here to stand in solidarity for what has happened here as of a year ago. I'd like to acknowledge that I respect all of you. I respect all your voices that is about, as you're about to speak the truth. The truth is what this is. And I support the truth. I want to acknowledge to the people that have worked this project here. I know them. I've been with them for the year, off and on. I was taught.
Yeah.
I see what happened.
I should take off my jacket.
What is that?
Oh, it's a lock to put on a vape. So it takes the city longer to take these off than papers.
And I know
Her brother personally that lost his sister.
Here, let
It
me.
was told.
It's
this was
recording.
told to me
Okay.
just last night.
Don't stop it.
Nope.
So, my condolences to the family. Also, my condolences to the people that actually lost their lives. That's just like the loss as well. So, as we face an all
Yeah, it's hard to get in.
I want to say,
We should take a X-Acto blade and just cut
let's
cut
have
it.
clear thoughts and clear minds as to what we're about to say and do. There you go.
Awesome. Good.
Our relations. Thank you, Marge.
There you go.
Thank you. I appreciate everyone for coming out. Let me give you a quick background of the events of the fire. Today is the 1 year anniversary of the Deadly Winters Hotel fire. On April 11th, 2022, 1 year ago today, a catastrophic and preventable, I repeat, preventable fire destroyed the lives and homes of 72 tenants who called the Winters Hotel their home.
Yes.
The Winters Hotel was an SRO building that was operated by Atira Property Management and owned by landowner Peter Platt, who sold the land that the building was on 3 days after the fire for $10 million. The lives of 2 tenants were taken that day, and neither those tenants, families, nor the survivors of the fire have ever been adequately cared or compensated for from their landlord. Shame.
Shame on them!
Atira Property Management today, even after 1 whole friggin' year, the survivors of the Winters fire struggle with the trauma and continued the abandonment from an unjust housing system. Thank you for listening.
Thank you! Thank you!
Absolutely.
Hi everyone, so we're gathering here today to demand accountability from Atira Property Management Incorporated, Atira Women's Resource Society, and from Janice Abbott. But also from all non-profit housing providers and operators in Vancouver who rely on the stigma surrounding this neighborhood to keep preventable tragedies from making an impact on the public, by making people think that this tragedy was a one-off and that it will never happen again. These events are not a one-off. At least 7 SRO buildings have gone up in flames the past year because of inadequate fire safety standards and lack of respect by landlords for basic repairs and maintenance that plague this neighborhood for no reason other than anti-poor stigma and prejudice.
Here, here.
We're gathering on the ancestral and stolen territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh people who have taken care of these lands since time immemorial, and which colonization has attempted to capitalize on for hundreds of years, including by building housing that is totally inadequate for people. Homes should not be death traps. People should not be afraid to go home with the fear that the people who own and operate the buildings they live in don't invest the time and money needed to maintain adequate, safe living conditions. A tragedy like this never would have happened in another part of the city.
Yeah.
We demand equitable treatment and living standards that align with protected human rights standards across this country. I'll now introduce our speakers. We have some speakers with us today who have a message to share. They are survivors of the Winters fire, and they're risking a lot to organize around this issue. Let's not take their bravery for granted. First up, we'll have Jen Hansma.
All right, Jen. Come on, Jen, let's go!
Hey, I'm Jen. I lived in the Winters for 5 years. There were no alarms, there were no fire extinguishers, there were no way for us to fight this damn fire. And I've lost a dear friend of mine, Mary and Dennis, and this can't happen no more. This cannot happen anymore. I'm sick and tired of it, and we gotta do something to stop this.
Here, here.
So let's go kill them.
Way to go, Jen.
Thanks,
Way to
Jen.
go.
All right, next up we have Wendy speaking. Is Wendy here?
I'm here, Wendy. Yes, I will hold your phone. Hi.
Thank you for all being here. Last year, this time, I barely escaped this fire. It was the most horrible thing because as I left, I did not know that the screams that we're hearing were my friends dying. Please forgive me for crying. I'm so sorry. That's not.
Oh,
it's
no,
just
no.
that I want to say to you that God bless you all for being here. And I want you to know that I got out from the grace of God because Mary lived next door to me and Dennis lived next door to me. And I didn't know how serious it was until I got out and I saw the roof melting. But they hadn't even called the fire department at that point. And there was no alarms, you guys. So I don't even know what to say about that. I just know that we're all here. The ones that are here, we're alive. God bless us. God bless you. And
Yes.
and thank you for being here. And I think
Thank you.
Atira should smarten up.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. Shame on Atira. Shame. All right, next up we have Kari from the BCGEU, I believe.
Thank you. I just want to say thanks to everyone who's here today. My name is Carrie Michaels. I am an Executive Vice President for the BC General Employees Union. We represent over 85,000 workers across BC, including the hundreds that work for Atira Property Management here in the downtown east side. And we stand in solidarity with the community today. We know that 2 lives were lost and they did not need to. They're irreplaceable. And we are committed to working with the community and ensuring that there's workplaces are safe, that the homes that we live in are safe, secure, and healthy for all of us. And so we're here with the community to say enough is enough. We need safe, secure housing and workplaces because an injury to one is an injury to all. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, can I speak to you for a second? Now, the Bloom Group are trying to dehouse me.
Okay. Thank you for coming to speak for us. And then we'll be heading over to our first location and we'll have a memorial for the folks that we lost.
Here's my baboon.
Thank you everybody to be here.